Wannabe Studios. Today, we are going to talk about this guy. I finished this last night. This guy's name is Envy. Capital N, capital V. I actually wanted to go buy a Kiesel, the brand new Jason Becker, the yin and yang Jason Becker. Then I found out they will not make it for me in a 25/5 scale. Only the shorter scale. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5" and change, 270 plus pounds. I have giant hands. I know it's not supposed to be that big of a deal. I cannot get used to the smaller scales when I get up I mean, I'm not very good anyway, but with those smaller scales, I can't play. So I decided I'm going to make myself a Jason Becker guitar. I was actually looking to make the ultimate late 80s, early 90s shred guitar that could also do some metal stuff. Not the new metal, but the classic metal where we actually use 6 strings. After making Ice 9, I figured the best platform to make these super strats is a Hamer Californian. Start with a Hamer Californian, scoop a little bit more of the hand out. A lot of carbon fiber to beef up the neck joint of these mahogany bodies. Giant stainless frets. I actually changed the radius from 14.5 all the way through to 14.5 to 18 at the 24th fret. Put tungsten in the headstock, changed a few things up, and obviously changed pickups. I chose the Jason Becker pickup from Seymour Duncan. This is called the Perpetual Burn. Why did I choose it? Because I thought I'd try it. Again, I hear things about pickups, oh, these are the greatest, and I buy them, and either they work in one wood but not another wood, or they work in one aspect and not quite the whole range of music that I want to do. So I buy them and I throw them away, or I give them away, or this or that. I actually just gave away the Screamin' Demon. Oh my gosh, I hate that pickup. That is the worst pickup in the world. You've got to find just the right guitar to make it work. I actually found one. It was a $30 guitar from China. I put it in this kid's guitar. Sounds as good as pretty much any guitar I've ever heard, but it never worked in anything I wanted it to work in. And then it works in this thing that's made of balsa or something. Go figure. Jason Becker. This thing is great for shredding. It's got good note-to-note, individual note separation, which sometimes the Seymour Duncans don't quite have. You obviously heard it's got a tremendous amount of lows, which a lot of the older Seymour Duncans do not have. I like the alternate 8, I think it's called. It's their Alnico 8 pickup. I like that pickup. This one's better. This one, in my opinion, is the best for what I want to do of any Seymour Duncan. I'm not a Seymour Duncan guy. I'm a DiMarzio guy. But this Seymour Duncan works, and I like it. I really like it. Up here, I put a DiMarzio single coil in. This is a true velvet. I wanted a very different sound. A lot of people want the same sound from one pickup to the other. I kind of want to have 2 guitars in one. I want to be able to play and then switch back up and have like I'm playing a Strat or a Tele or something. You know, I want to have a different sound when I change pickups. You know, when you're over here and you're kind of playing away and you're going... And then you go. Very different. Very different. I never used to do my frets with fret files. Bernie tells me, Buzz, you're a moron. Quit doing it that way. You're breaking yourself. Just get good fret files and do it that way. Bought some fret files from him. Who's Bernie? Bernie is FretGuru. I think it's FretGuru.com. I bought this fret file. Has a file on one side, file on the other side, perfectly smooth on this side, perfectly smooth on this side. This side is at a perfect 90-degree angle, so when you want to get really close to the fingerboard, or if you want the other side, it's got a little bit of a rounded corner, and you want to stay a little further away from the fingerboard. Is this the best fret file around? It's a good fret file. For what it costs, it's really good. This is a good fret file. This is the game changer. This is called the Dagger 2.0. This is your crowning file. This thing is better than the rest. I've had a couple before, and I usually just chuck them because they don't work for me, or I get mad because they're really chunking, or they're getting a grind on the thing, and then I've got to sit there and polish it forever. So I think they kind of send me backwards. This one's got one side for a big 6100 Super Jumbo, one side for a smaller. Fits pretty much everything I've tried so far, pretty much anything that's made today. This will save you time, this will save you effort, or if you just want to crown your old frets, get a nice fresh crown on them, brighten up your guitar a little bit. This is worth the 35 bucks. Absolutely. I think you get free shipping when you pay 50 bucks. So buy this and that, makes it 50, free shipping. Boom, worth it. FretGuru.com. No, Bernie doesn't endorse me, none of that. I'm just saying what works and why. I'll tell you how I painted this thing. Shot it black, poured the crystals on it, and then the crystals formed, and then I shot it silver. So everywhere that the crystals weren't, turned silver. Everywhere the crystals were, stayed black. Grab your hose, wash the crystals off with water, and you get this look. Then you mix your candy up. I did blue on Ice 9. I did green on Envy. And just spray your clear green, and boom, your silver turns green, and you've got this finish. In the clear over the top, I put a little green to blue color change. Don't know if you can see it in this room, but when you take it out in the light, it'll shine a little bit teal on the back. Again, I've got some, got to put my dampeners in there and then put my back plate on. But I don't know if you can see, it kind of goes purple to blue to green. Kind of a weird look. Locking tuners to give me a little bit more mass. Next part, I'm going to tell you how to change the radius of your guitar. Don't do this if you're a novice. Don't do this if you've got a really nice guitar. Do this on a cheap junk guitar. If it works, then do a nicer guitar. Don't start on a good guitar. I changed this from 14.5 all the way through to 14.5 to 18. It's called a conical radius. Some people call it a compound radius. That's actually not the right term, but we use it anyway, so we'll call it compound radius. You get your fingerboard all figured out. Then you pound your frets in, then you file your frets, and you get all these, and you get them all done. Then you come up with the problem. You got a Floyd Rose. Floyd Roses come in 12 and 14-inch radius. That's all. They don't come in a 20. They don't come in an 18, so you got to make them. Some people believe in taking the outsides and putting shims underneath them and then screwing them down. I don't like that. I'll tell you why I don't like that. Number one, you now have a piece of shim which you probably cut with some cutters, and now the angle of the corner is kind of up, and you tried to flatten it down. You're trying to push this thing down. It's got to be real tight. Now you've got another moving object underneath it. And number one, your string vibration isn't getting in through to the block, through to the body like it should. And number two, this thing can slide and can move. Someday you're going to be pulling a big bend, and that thing's going to go plonk. We've all heard that sound. We know it. We hate it. Where the pad comes all the way forward, and you go, oh, now that guitar's trash. I can't even use it until I take it back home, get the intonation right, get it all locked back down because I didn't make a mark of where it's supposed to be. So that's why I don't shim up the sides. I take the centers down. So get the E and the E exactly the same on your 24th fret, or whatever fret you want to measure it. I measure off the 24th. Get them from the bottom of the string to either the fret or the bottom of the string to the fingerboard. And measure them out, mark them down. Get them till they're exactly the same. Boom, then you're done. Go to the middle, measure it to the bottom of the string. Okay, what is the difference? My difference showed about 20 thousandths was too high on the center. So you take that and you multiply it by 1.3, and that's what you need to take down your pads. Take your pads, here they are. You go measure them from the spring perch, right where the string comes out of there, your string perch, to the base. Okay, it is 325. So if I got to take off 26 from 325, I want to make it 299 or 300, give or take. Take it to my belt sander and I hold it against there until it's too hot to touch, and then I dip it in my water, and then I take it on my belt sander, and make sure as it's on your belt sander, move this up and down because it has a back piece back here, and when you're doing your fine adjustments and it goes way up, it tries to hydraulic itself off of the pad if you don't have that very front part sanded too. So as you're holding it down, make sure you do that a couple of times to get everything sanded even. And then you measure it. Okay, it's 299. Boom. I put the two centers back in. Then I do either the same with the outside or split the difference. Normally, don't split the difference exactly. If these are 26, don't go 13 on the next. Go about 10 and see how you like it, and put your radius measuring tool on it. You're going to find it's actually closer. So why do we do this? Why do we spend all this time to make a custom radius guitar with all different wiring and you know, carbon fiber, this and that? Why? Why do we do it? Maybe because nobody makes a guitar that quite fits me, because like I said, I'm a little bigger than most. Maybe I need to do something different to make it fit me. Maybe I just don't want to spend the money. Maybe I don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a custom guitar. I bought that green guitar that's over there for $200 out of a pawn shop in Idaho. $200. I spent a couple of bucks and 3 weekends putting it back together, painting it, doing this and that, and I got a guitar that's, I will put up to any $1,000 guitar on the planet. You can put that thing next to most $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 guitar, and it's going to sound as good, play as good, and certainly look as good as any of those. Maybe it's because I'm cheap. Maybe it's because I want to be different. Maybe you're kind of the same as me. Maybe you're cheap and want a really cool guitar but don't want to spend the money. I'll give you some tricks. Definitely drop me a line down in the comments or direct email me. I've gone through so many speakers, I've gone through so many amps, I've gone through so many preamps and pickups and strings and all this kind of stuff. Give me a holler, let me know, maybe I'll save you some money so you don't have to buy this pickup that may not work for you, or maybe I can lead you to something that's going to help you get to the sound you want, because once you get the sound you want and the guitar that plays like you want, you're going to practice a lot more, you're going to love it a lot more, you're going to create a lot more, you're not going to want that guitar out of your hand. I'm 50 years old. I look back to high school and everybody played guitar with me. Now who's still playing guitar? There's 3 of us. Everybody else gave it up because I sold my stuff. No, I love it so much I can't sell my stuff. I got to keep going. I got to keep creating. I got to keep recording. I got to keep making music because it's a part of what I am. So, if you're cheap like me, or you just want to make your guitar sound a little bit better, or you just want it to be a little bit more unique, we can do it. We can do it. I can help you how. Help teach you how, help show you some tricks that I know. But drop me a comment, drop me an email, whatever. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Again, this is Wannabe Studios, and keep on rocking.